Se no YouTube lá, a gente já confirma.
Beleza. O YouTube
Teoricamente, a gente está ao vivo já. Só não apareceu no YouTube ainda, não sei por quê. Pode ser que vai ter uma latência maior do que o normal. Ah, tem um anúncio rodando agora, acho que vai rolar.
Apareceu.
Aí, estamos ao vivo. Tem um
vivo.
delay bacanudo. Pode passar esse link aqui, vou te passar no WhatsApp.
Passei lá. Que é a mesma coisa que eu copiar o URL do navegador e mandar.
Baunilha.
Tá live ainda? Alô, alô?
Cara, a gente tem uns 30 segundos de delay, tá? Só pra avisar vocês. Contei aqui. Bom, ao vivo! Ao vivo!
Ao vivo!
For real! For real!
Ao vivo no site. A gente começou 30 segundos antes das 9, cara.
Boa noite, Lincoln, Leonardo, Oberdan, que já tá no chat, e o Políbio. Boa noite, galera. Começando mais um Monkey Nights ao vivo. Estamos eu aqui, Christopher e Oberdan. Então, vamos começar com as apresentações. Primeiro, Christopher, manda lá, cara. Pode se apresentar.
Tá aí, boa noite. Meu nome é Christophe, eu sou desenvolvedor de software, com seis anos de experiência com C#, e 4 anos e meio deles foram com Xamarin. E eu não sou brasileiro, eu sou belga, eu moro aqui na cidade linda de Florianópolis por uns 8 anos quase. E, além disso, eu sou grande fã de compartilhar conhecimento. Então, por isso que estou aqui. Estou muito empolgado. E é isso, galera.
Nossa.
Show. Obrigado, Christoph, por ter aceito o convite para falar aqui hoje. Faz um tempo que a gente não fazia live. Acho que tem vários assuntos interessantes sobre Xamarin que a gente vai abordar, como a gente vai abordar hoje, sobre um assunto bem específico que o Christoph vai falar sobre EventAggregator com Prism em Xamarin. Tem os anúncios que estão saindo na build, que talvez a gente não venha a falar tudo hoje, ou eu acho que vai precisar de mais tempo. Tem build que começou hoje, quem não está acompanhando o build da Microsoft. Sugiro fortemente acompanharem, tem muita notícia nova, e a gente provavelmente vai estar falando no decorrer dos dias aí sobre o que está vindo, o que vai ter de transformação no mundo de Xamarin. Tudo bem, gente? Eu sou o Oberdan, vocês veem aqui, botei meu handle do Twitter aqui embaixo. E
show.
É isso.
Deixa eu dar boa noite pro Tonhão, pro Ricardo, que estão colando ali no chat, a galera tá chegando.
Grande Tonhão sem acento, Ricardo Prestes. Ricardo, conseguiu fazer o XML que você queria lá dos code snippets? Você estava perguntando hoje lá no Telegram. Responde aí para nós.
Show. Nesse meio tempo, como que vai funcionar hoje, galera? A gente vai ter a palestra do Christopher, depois a gente vai abrir para perguntas e respostas. Então, se tiver dúvidas em relação ao conteúdo, guarda aí na manga para enviar no finalzinho, né? E acho que, sem mais delongas, bora lá, Christopher. Quando você quiser compartilhar sua tela, a gente adiciona no streaming e vamos que vamos. Que é nóis. A minha câmera tá torta, velho. Não sei porquê. Deixa eu dar um pop-up no chat aqui, porque eu fico lá. O Anderson Kainan Anderson, boa noite. Maui promete desde a Moana, cara. Aí eu posso fechar esse cara aqui.
Maui. Vamos ver se vocês vão trocar o nome, né? Vamos ver como é que isso vai ficar esse nome
A
aí.
Microsoft vai mudar o nome.
Vai mudar Maui for Workgroups. Eu falei que esse nome é bom, hein? Eu acho que tinha que mudar para Xamarin, hein? Então parece um nome bom.
Certeza que vai mudar o nome. Deixa eu adicionar a tela do Christopher no streaming. Tá legalzão. Todo mundo tá vendo aí. Vamos esconder a minha cara do Oberdan para você brilhar, Christopher, para a gente não ter nenhuma contribuição negativa na sua palestra. Cara, se precisar, a gente vai estar escondido aqui. Só chama o William Oberdan e a gente pula na live de novo, tá?
Tá.
Show.
Posso ir?
Pode começar quando você quiser.
Tá. Então, hoje eu vou falar sobre Prism, especificamente sobre um feature do Prism, que é o EventAggregator, que é um feature bem legal, eu acho. E talvez não o mais conhecido. Eu vou começar só explicando em geral o que é o Prism EventAggregator, como é que ele funciona, por que você usaria no seu aplicativo de C#, e como você pode usar ele. Vou mostrar um exemplo real, um pouco de código, e eu também sou grande fã de testes unitários, então vou falar uma boa parte sobre como escrever testes com esse Event Aggregator. Começando no começo. O Event Aggregator é uma implementação do padrão Publisher Subscriber, ou PubSub, que é um padrão de comunicação desacoplado e assíncrono, que tenta resolver o problema de implementar comunicação entre componentes do seu aplicativo que não são ligados, ou que são difíceis a ligar, ou que criam muito interligação, se você ligaria a eles. Então, a solução é um sistema de mensagens, chamados eventos, que são passados de publicadores, ou publishers, para assinados, ou subscribers, através de um intermediário, que é, em geral, chamado um event bus, um message broker, ou algo assim. Aí, como funciona? Primeiramente, um assinado, um subscriber, vai se registrar com aquele intermediário, nosso event bus, indicando que ele vai falar, eu tenho interesse em esse evento. Quando isso acontece, me avisa, porque eu preciso tratar em algum jeito. Aí depois, em algum momento, aquele evento acontece, e o publicador vai avisar o intermediário, essa coisa acabou de acontecer. E o intermediário vai avisar os assinados daquele tipo de evento, e eles podem tratar o evento do jeito que eles precisam. Aqui fiz uma representação gráfica, tem o nosso intermediário aqui no meio, o Event Bus, os publishers aqui, que vão passar os eventos para nosso Event Bus, e o Event Bus vai mandar o evento para os subscribers que se registraram pelo esse evento. Tá, mas por que você usaria Publisher Subscriber? Quais são as vantagens de usar esse padrão? Primeiramente, eu já falei que é desacoplado. Esses publishers, eles não precisam saber nada desses subscribers e vice-versa. Eles só precisam uma referência a esse Event Bus no meio. Também é assíncrono. O publisher pode só lançar o evento para o Event Bus e continuar fazendo as coisas que ele está fazendo. ele não precisa esperar pelos subscribers tratar os eventos. Pode acontecer tudo no mesmo tempo. Tem uma separação de conceitos, como já falei, os subscribers, por exemplo, não precisam saber de onde vem o evento, os publishers não vão saber para onde vão aqueles eventos, quais são os subscribers. E, finalmente, é escalável. Não importa quantos publishers e subscribers você tem, só vai precisar desse um intermediário aqui no meio. Aqui preciso avisar um pouco de não exagerar usar publisher subscriber. Se você desenha o teu aplicativo inteiro, o teu projeto inteiro usando publisher subscriber, vai ficar um pouco difícil para ver o flow de informação. Isso esconde um pouco. Então, eu aviso de usar quando precisa, não sempre. Mas, falando assim, quem já tem um pouco de experiência com Xamarin Forms, especificamente, vai dizer, mas Xamarin já tem isso. Tem o Messaging Center, Xamarin Messaging Center, e também uma implementação do Publisher Subscriber, mas ele tem alguns probleminhas. Primeiramente, ele tem a tendência de criar memory leaks. O Messaging Center vai guardar uma referência aos subscribers. Mesmo se eles... Então, quando um subscriber for descartado, o Messaging Center vai guardar uma referência. Então, o Garbage Collector não vai colecionar ele. E vai ficar na memória. Se tu faz uma pesquisa nos fóruns do Xamarin, com Messaging Center, Memory Leaks, vai achar um monte de posts de pessoas com problemas com performance quando eles usam Messaging Center. Ele também é um pouco mais flexível, tem um pouco... O EventAggregator tem algumas features e opções que o Messaging Center não tem, vou falar um pouco mais sobre eles depois. E, finalmente, tem a questão de testabilidade. O Messaging Center usa só métodos táticos. Então, não dá para mocar, não dá para testar. Você tem que fazer um wrap do Messaging Center para conseguir testar ele. Mas o Messaging Center tem alguns probleminhas, mas se você é consciente deles, dá para usar ele funciona bem. O meu conselho seria esse: se você já está usando Prism no teu projeto, é melhor usar EventAggregator. Se não, e você quer usar Publisher Subscriber, não precisa adicionar Prism no teu projeto só para EventAggregator. Pode usar o Messaging Center, mas se já está usando Prism, é melhor usar o EventAggregator. Porque o EventAggregator, ele evita aqueles memory leaks. Ele não vai guardar, ele usa weak references. Então, ele não vai guardar uma referência a um publisher quando o publisher for descartado. Ele também dá a possibilidade de mandar eventos com parâmetros que são objetos complexos. Depois vou mostrar melhor como isso funciona. Ele também dá flexibilidade de thread. Você pode escolher em qual thread o teu evento vai ser tratado, seja o main thread ou o background thread. E, finalmente, tem o filtro de eventos. O publisher ou o subscriber, ele pode escolher a partir do parâmetro que é mandado com o evento, ele pode escolher se ele vai tratar o evento ou não. A Event Aggregator tem os próximos componentes. Primeiramente, tem o interface Event Aggregator, que é nosso Event Bus. Esse cara aqui no meio. Depois, precisamos de um evento. Para criar um evento, a gente cria uma classe que herda de PubSubEvent, esse aqui. E nada mais, é só isso. Esse é para um evento que não tem parâmetro. Se a gente precisa mandar um parâmetro com um evento, a gente herda do genérico PubSubEvent, passando o tipo do evento como tipo genérico. Aí, para registrar, para fazer subscribe no evento, é bem simples. A gente começa do nosso Event Bus, do nosso interface. Primeiramente, pedimos uma instância do nosso evento, do evento que a gente quer fazer subscribe. E depois a gente chama subscribe, passando um método que vai tratar o evento. Então, é esse event handler, que vai ser chamado no momento que um evento for publicado. Aí, esse você tipicamente vai colocar no constructor de um publisher ou num método de inicialização, algo assim. Aí, para publicar o evento, mesma coisa, começamos do nosso interface, pedimos uma instância do nosso evento, e depois é só chamar publish. Isso é para eventos sem parâmetro. Para evento com parâmetro é bem igual, é só passar o nosso parâmetro dentro do publish. E o nosso subscriber vai receber esse parâmetro. Aqueles features mais avançados que eu falei antes, esses aqui, tem 3 deles. Primeiramente, tem o thread option, que você pode especificar o thread que vai tratar seu evento. Tem 3 opções. Tem o UI thread, tem um background thread ou tem publisher thread. Então, o evento vai ser tratado em qualquer thread que o evento foi lançado pelo publisher. Depois tem o parâmetro keep subscriber reference alive. Por default ele é false. Se tu bota ele true, o Event Aggregator vai sim guardar uma referência do subscriber, mesmo se ele for descartado. Então, basicamente, ele vai se comportar do mesmo jeito de que o Messaging Center do Xamarin Forms. E, finalmente, tem o filter, que é uma condição que vai especificar se o publisher vai tratar o evento ou não. E esses 3 parâmetros a gente passa na hora de fazer o subscribe. Aqui embaixo tem um exemplo. Então, nesse exemplo, a gente vai tratar esse myParameterEvent, o que vai ser chamado Event Handler, que é um método, algo assim. Vai ser sempre tratado no UI thread. O Event Aggregator vai guardar uma referência a essa classe, esse subscriber, e finalmente só vai ser chamado esse Event Handler quando essa condição for true. Mas vamos lá. Vou mostrar um pouco de código para mostrar ele em ação. Eu fiz uma pequeno exemplo aqui. Algo bem simples. Eu tenho 2 tabs aqui. Eu coloco um texto aqui e um número. Eu clico no Publish Event. Ele vai mandar esse essa informação, aquele texto e o número, aparece outro tab, o subscriber. Se eu mudo o número aqui, e o texto, mando de novo, vai mudar aqui. E aquela informação é bem simples, aquela informação é mandado pelo Messaging Center mesmo. Então, no código, vai aparecer assim. Vamos começar no subscriber. Esse é um projetinho bem pequeno, mas que usa Prism. E tem dois view models. Tem o subscriber view model e o publisher view model. Aqui. São os dois tabs. Esses dois view models, eles são já são registrados com aqui, eles já são registrados com o container do Prism. Então, é o Prism que vai instanciar eles automaticamente. E para usar o EventAggregator, a única coisa que a gente precisa fazer é aqui adicionar no constructor, pedir uma instância de EventAggregator. E o Prism vai automaticamente instanciar vai automaticamente passar o EventAggregator dele mesmo. Aqui a gente faz subscribe. Tem uma aqui, meu evento herda de pub sub event genérico como message content. E o message content é aqui. Ele tem duas propriedades, o texto e o número. Então, esse é um evento com parâmetro. E na hora de fazer subscribe, a gente só chama getEvent, passando o tipo do evento. E depois o subscribe, passando o método que vai tratar o evento. Ele está aqui embaixo, o método privado, que vai receber o message content, a nossa mensagem. Ele vai só botar os valores que são passados nas propriedades aqui. E no lado do publisher, bem igual, a gente vai pedir uma instância do EventAggregator também. E aqui tem um botão, Publish Command, que vai ser rodado na hora de clicar o botão. Que é esse método aqui, Publish Event. Vai criar o Message Content, vai chamar o getEvent para pegar uma instância do nosso mensagem, então do nosso evento, e vai chamar Publish, passando o message. E é isso. Só, não tem nada mais. É bem simples mesmo, só alguns linhas, alguns métodos para chamar. É um exemplo simples, mas é bem fácil de implementar. Mas agora, como é que a gente pode testar isso? Como a gente pode escrever testes unitários para isso? Isso pode ser um pouco complicado. Eu vou mostrar aqui, vou começar no lado do subscriber, não, do publisher. O publisher que é um pouco mais simples. Então, o que a gente vai testar aqui? Eu quero testar que se o usuário clica o nosso botão, o publish, que esse método vai ser chamado com o texto e o número que estava na tela naquele momento. Eu estou usando XUnit aqui e mocku para mocar as minhas dependências. Então, vou começar, primeiramente, instanciei meu view model, que eu vou testar. e vou precisar de um mock do Event Aggregator. Eu posso, para testar isso, eu posso usar o próprio Event Aggregator também, que ele tem, que ele não tem muitas dependências mesmo, mas para escrever unit tests, eu sempre acho melhor limitar as dependências mesmo. Quero botar um zoom. Desculpa, não. É melhor assim? Desculpa, galera. Quer que eu volte
Se eu desmutar, fica melhor para eu falar, né? Se puder dar um zoom aí, Christopher, acho que um pouquinho mais.
Mais aí? Tá.
Aí tá show de bola.
Quer que eu repita um pouco?
Eu acho que tá tranquilo. Eu vou colocar o Ângelo na tua talk, porque ele tá muito ansioso de falar com você, tá? Pronto, Ângelo, pergunta para ele.
Ângelo.
Você tá mudo.
Não, eu só falei que da fonte para aumentar e o pessoal no chat tá perguntando qual cerveja que você tá bebendo aí.
Água. Desculpa a decepção, dizendo cerveja é para depois. Mas ó, e a caneca?
Sensacional, hein?
Bom, vamos parar de atrapalhar. Pode continuar, Christopher. Tá bem legal a fonte agora.
Tá. Onde é que eu tava? Tá, a gente vai testar esse método aqui, que vai ser chamado quando o usuário clica no botão Publish Event. A gente vai testar se esse Publish realmente for chamado com os valores corretos. Então, eu criei primeiramente um mock do Event Aggregator, passei para o meu model, ok? Aí depois, esse já fiz um template do meu teste, coloquei os valores que vão ser publicados, aí chamo execute no meu command, que vai executar esse método, aí só falta o passo final, que é verificar se isso realmente foi chamado. Eu vou primeiro, já vou rodar o teste. Cadê? Okay. Para ver o que acontece. Tá, falhou porque ele joga um null reference exception. Isso não dá para aumentar, mas ele é um null reference exception porque na hora de chamar esse get event, esse vai retornar nada, porque a gente está usando um mock de event aggregator. E esse método não foi inicializado. Então ele vai retornar nulo. Depois a gente chama subscribe nele, então vai jogar no null reference exception. Então esse é o primeiro passo. Que é criar, que é fazer setup no event aggregator. Do método getEvent, o nosso message submit event, a gente vai dizer ele precisa retornar um message submitted event. né? Eu vou rodar de novo. E passou, mas não testou nada. Eu vou precisar de verificar se esse método foi chamado. Não. Esse. Então, também vou precisar de um mock do meu evento. Então, eu vou só passar o novo evento. Eu vou passar o mock. Eu vou criar um mock e depois passar. Em lugar de só passar um novo mock event, um novo message submitted event, eu vou passar também um mock. Objects. E agora, com esse mock, com esse evento mockado, a gente pode fazer a verificação. Vou verificar se o método publish foi chamado. Coloquei tudo aqui para salvar tempo. Eu vou verificar se o publish foi chamado com um objeto do tipo message content que tem o texto igual a this is text, que eu passei aqui, e o número 4, que eu passei aqui. Vamos mudar de novo. E passou. Esse já é o teste do lado do publisher. Agora, tem o lado do subscriber, que é um pouco mais complicado, mas a gente começa no mesmo jeito. Copiei um pouco do código daqui, que tem o meu EventAggregator mocado, meu evento mocado. Vou fazer o setup do events. E ele vai retomar o meu evento. Eu fiz o template do meu teste aqui. Então, o que a gente vai fazer? Primeiro, a gente cria o content que a gente espera que vai chegar. Depois, a gente faz uma coisa. E o resultado é que no nosso view model, a mensagem tem que ser setada o mesmo valor que eu vou passar, e o número, o mesmo número. Olhando agora para o meu view model, o que a gente realmente vai testar é que esse método, esse onMessageSubmitted, for chamado quando um evento for publicado. Aí no Publisher foi fácil. A gente só chamou, só executou o command. Foi fácil. Mas aqui é um pouco mais difícil. A gente tem que achar algum jeito de chamar esse método privado. Ele é privado, então não dá para simplesmente chamar como a gente fez no Publisher. A gente tem que achar um outro jeito a fazer isso. A gente precisa de uma referência a esse método para depois conseguir executar. E o mock tem um método que serve exatamente para fazer isso, que é o método callback. Então, em lugar de chamar returns aqui, a gente vai chamar callback. O que esse callback faz? Vou fazer setup. Aqui. Não, então eu vou explicar no meio. A gente começa do nosso evento mocado. Vamos fazer setup do método subscribe. E vai ser chamado com qualquer action, vai receber um action com parâmetro message content, conteúdo do evento. A gente vai fazer a setup desse método, mas agora, em lugar de chamar returns, a gente vai chamar callback. Isso diz ao mock, basicamente, se esse método for chamado com qualquer action que recebeu um message content, chama essa coisa que eu vou colocar agora. Dentro do callback, ele pega um action também, ele vai receber qualquer parâmetro que foi passado por aqui. Ou, na hora de rodar o teste, vai receber essa referência ao nosso método aqui. Ele vai receber. E agora a gente tem uma referência, basicamente, a esse método privado. Agora é simples. Aqui é uma variável. E a gente pode guardar o que a gente recebe nesse variável mesmo. Fiz algo errado. Deixa eu usar o tipo aqui. Tá. Então, o que eu fiz? Eu falei para o mock, no mock do meu evento, se for chamado o método subscribe, com qualquer action que receba um message content, pega aquele action e guarda nesse variável aqui. E agora, a gente pode completar o nosso act aqui. Vamos ao event handler. Fazemos invoke, passando o mensagem. Será que vai funcionar? Vamos ver. Não deu. Por quê? Acho que é muito pequeno para ler, mas o mock ele está dizendo que eu estou fazendo setup num non-overridable member. Ele está basicamente dizendo, esse método subscribe, eu não consigo fazer setup nele. Mas por que assim? Porque internamente no Event Aggregator, esse subscribe é um extension method. Então, basicamente, é um método estático, e Mock não consegue mocar um método estático. Então, em lugar de fazer um setup nesse método, a gente tem que fazer setup no método com todos os parâmetros, todos esses aqui, todos os parâmetros opcionais. Que esse é o método completo, digamos. Todos os outros overloads desse método são extension methods. Então, a gente vai ter que passar um monte de parâmetro aqui. Primeiro temos o Event Handler. Depois tem o Boolean. Ele keep subscribe reference alive, né? Depois tem o... não, tem o thread option primeiro. Depois tem o Boolean e ultimamente tem o filtro. Então, esses são todos os parâmetros. A gente vai ter que adicionar eles aqui também. Primeiro o message handler, depois o thread option, depois o boolean, o predicate. O predicate é o filtro, né? Esse aqui, ó. E esse também vai receber todos aqueles, todos esses parâmetros, mas eu não vou usar eles, não vou só descartar. Não preciso deles. Só a única coisa que me interessa é o Event Handler. Tá? E o Event Handler eu vou guardar no meu parâmetro. Aí, será que funciona agora? Aí passou. Então a gente está aqui, a gente pegou conseguiu uma referência a um método privado e chamamos ele e acertamos e verificamos que nossas propriedades têm os valores certos. Tá, legal, funciona. Mas isso é muito código para fazer o setup. Aí estava pensando se não teria um jeito mais fácil a fazer isso, ou pelo menos fazer isso um pouco mais, parecer um pouco mais simples, né? Aí eu criei alguns extension methods e que é criei um NuGet package que é chamado Ok. Esse aqui, feito por eu. Eu vou instalar, vou adicionar no meu projeto. Ah, peraí. Por que não estou instalando? Testei ontem. Tá, peraí. Eu vou usar só os extension methods que eu tenho aqui. Ah, peraí. Eu estava no projeto barrado. Agora deu. Basicamente, eu encapsulei tudo isso num extension method. Um extension method para meu event aggregator mockado. Então, vou apagar tudo isso. Register new mock event. Esse é o meu método. Ah, meu Deus. Aqui, ó. Estou me perdendo entre os projetos. Não, já tá ali.
So, Christopher, we have a guy here that maybe can help you. So, how can I say that? We can add Brian Lagunas.
Oh, sure.
Sure. Hey, Brian.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Right.
So, I was telling Christopher that maybe you can help with some.
Oh, I don't know. This is This is hard stuff. It's kind of over my head.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out a way that we can add everyone here. So let me add Oberdan. Yeah, welcome, Oberdan.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's a party.
Yeah,
It's a party, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know if everyone will fit on the screen, right? So let me try this. Yeah,
We need to run along the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, we can just add 6 people. So let me do waiting here. I mean, this is a real pressure for Christopher right now, right? There's a lot of people watching you do this code, so
We're all staring.
yeah. So
I
Alexandre,
have the live stream
the
down here. I'm trying very much to ignore it.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I figured it out here. So I created these. Shall I continue in English or Portuguese?
Yes.
Yeah, let's stay with English.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. I can read code just fine. So you can finish your presentation in Portuguese, and I'll just read your code.
Okay. Então eu fiz 2 extension methods. Para evento com parâmetro, para evento sem parâmetro. Aí eu vou mostrar aquele com parâmetro, que é register new mocked event, que são extension methods para o event aggregator mockeado. E ele vai receber, vou especificar aqui primeiro o meu evento, depois o conteúdo, o parâmetro. E o que ele vai fazer? Ele vai instanciar um mock desse evento que eu passo aqui e vai registrar com o event aggregator mockeado. Como eu fiz aqui, ó. Ele vai fazer basicamente isso. Vai fazer a setup desse get event. E depois eu posso passar aqui o meu action, que eu passei depois, e a gente pode fazer a mesma coisa que fizemos antes. Recebe o event handler, ele referencia aquele método privado, e a gente pode guardar o event handler no nosso variável aqui. E agora nem estou mais precisando desse variável desse evento mockeado, eu acho. Então, eu vou apagar. E no meu teste não preciso mudar nada. Vou lá de novo. E passou. Então, consegui reduzir tudo isso a uma linha só. Mesma coisa no lado do publisher. Fazer a mesma coisa. User. Register new mock event. Eu não preciso não me interessa o event handler nesse momento, então nem vou passar nada aqui. Só preciso especificar o tipo do evento e o conteúdo. Porque esse método, ele vai retornar aquele evento mockado. Ele tem duas funcionalidades, na verdade. Ele vai retornar o evento mockado, que a gente pode guardar aqui, no variável. E a gente pode passar um delegate, um action aqui para guardar o nosso event handler. Vai para publisher. Vou guardar de novo.
WhatsApp, não, para ouvir, microfone, voz, WhatsApp, não. Atenção, facilmente, para ID.
E passou. E era isso, galera. Era isso. Só que eu queria agradecer para me convidar. Achei uma honra mesmo. Esses caras de Monkey Knights, eles são bem fera. Fazem muito para apoiar a comunidade, organizam ótimos eventos. E agradeço muito. Valeu.
Obrigado, Christopher. Cara, foi bem bacana. Você foi bem lento e bem didático, explicando linha por linha, então foi bem legal. Brigadão por ter aceito o convite, por estar aqui com a gente. Se alguém quiser ver o código, onde que eles podem buscar?
Sim. Esqueci meu último slide. O código está aqui no meu GitHub. Tem um repositório lá chamado EventAggregator Mocker, que tem o código do meu NuGet Package e do exemplo que eu mostrei também. Tem um aplicativo e o projeto com os testes unitários também. Também tenho a minha página do Medium, onde eu publiquei 3 artigos sobre basicamente tudo o que eu falei. Aí lá você pode ler tudo isso. E é isso, gente.
Valeu, obrigado. So, let me just try to remove this here. And we have Yoda and Darth Vader at the same time. So, this... Don't fight, guys. So...
We're friends now.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah. Awesome. That was an amazing talk. What should we discuss next? Hey, Mood.
Hey.
Should we talk about...
I'd like to say that I actually really liked what I saw. Not a lot of people talk about how you mock things like an event aggregation system. So I think that was a very underrated session. That should have been blasted to everybody because that is a great topic. I need you to share with me your GitHub repo for that because I want to use that code. That's awesome.
I will.
Actually, just paste it in the comments, and everyone could benefit.
Sure.
And I'll click on it and bookmark it.
Okay, so
Awesome.
pretty cool, Christoph. Congratulations. It was really, really helpful I think for anyone who will watch this later as well as people who are watching it live now. Let me start by thanking you, Brian, for joining us today. It was a bit of a surprise. It was nothing. We didn't arrange anything. It was pretty cool having you here. So
yeah, thanks for inviting me. This is fun stuff, man.
Yeah. So for the second part of this live today, we were planning to discuss a little bit on what the news from that we heard about from the build event of the Microsoft build event, and of course, I think that everyone would agree that Maui is the thing that every Xamarin developer or people who like the technology would like to hear more about, right? So let me start by adding a first topic here. I saw lots of people who work with different technologies than Xamarin today starting to comment on how Xamarin is dead and Maui is the new thing. It's really surprising, at least for me, to hear stuff like that. But it's also maybe it's a good aspect going forward. So let me start by asking you guys, what do you guys think about how Maui was presented, and how true is that sentence on saying Xamarin is dead and Maui is a new thing?
I think it's somewhat accurate, and the reason is because it's the evolution of Xamarin Forms. They said it themselves. It's the evolution of Xamarin Forms. So I don't see these existing side by side. I see them actually taking the Xamarin Forms code base, because that's what it is. It's the Xamarin Forms code base, changing in some namespaces, hoping improving some of the really bad stuff that's in the Xamarin APIs, improving that aspect and moving it forward. I think it's a good thing personally.
Yeah, I see a lot of like the .NET Core evolution to .NET Framework. So while they exist in parallel, you can use them, but as soon as the Maui is stable and released in 2021, I don't see why you should start something using Xamarin Forms.
Well, they don't have anything public for Maui until probably the end of the year, I think they said.
November,
So
right?
Yeah, I think it's November. You might have some preview bits you can play with. So as of today, as it exists right now, you can't really play with it unless you want to compile the GitHub repo and bring it into your app. So if you're doing work today, I probably wouldn't worry about it until next year.
Yeah.
Yep, and they did mention that they will try to create some tools to do some porting, right? So that's good to hear, because it seems like they actually are really. I mean, that proves that they're actually using the same code base, right? So my whole point with the sentence is that it's funny to hear people who used to hate Xamarin saying that now Maui is a good thing, because hey, it's pretty much the same code base, so you're gonna write code pretty much the same way you did with Xamarin Forms before.
Yeah, it is Xamarin Forms. That's the funny thing about it. The only thing they did is they made it one project instead of multiple project heads. They renamed it, but it's Xamarin Forms. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Dorta, have you heard about something called hype? Is that a lot of developers that just surf the hype is now will move from other technologies to go to Maui, and in my opinion, as an MVP, I am the team is discussing this for a while. So now they made it public, but they are discussing it for a while, and they were really respectful about how the things will go. They asked a lot of things to us before. They made some surveys with some customers. Oberdan participated of one of that, but he didn't imagine that it was the result of that survey. And I see good things coming with this, because today we have a lot of problems. One of the reasons we have some of the project being so unstable is that they have to implement the same code now 2 times, but until they closed .NET Framework 4.0, they had to implement 3 times the same functionality. And we are developers. We know that when you try to put the same thing in 3 pieces, 3 different pieces of code, usually we mess with something. So we had Xamarin Visual Studio Format breaking because mono breaks, and because the Xamarin iOS is not compatible with that version of Xcode. So I think that's the unification of all the code will not only give us a lot of new features and much more mature framework to use, in a daily basis, but a lot of problems that we suffer with the product, the quality of the product today will be solved too. Or what do you guys think?
Yeah, especially the tooling part. I think the tooling is the worst part when you compare it to .NET in general. So seeing not only Maui, but the fact that Xamarin Forms will run on .NET 5, I think that's enough good news for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm really curious on how the tooling will work, because one thing is actually doing things to make them get together and work together, right? But the other thing is just like wrapping them up together to give an impression of something new, but still same tooling running behind it, right? I mean, lots of problems that we usually have with Xamarin tooling, especially when we're like doing deploying to devices and stuff like that. They usually happen after an update, right? So sometimes Xamarin iOS, sometimes Xamarin Android. One update or the other usually breaks something, and now they are going to be bundled together for Maui. How can that actually affect those problems that unfortunately are really recurrent when they're releasing new versions? So I'm really curious on how that's going to work with Maui.
Well, if they were smart, what they would do is they would control the rendering. So they would move to something like Skia Sharp, where they draw everything and they don't have to worry about renderers and all this crazy stuff. I think there's another company that did a similar approach that has been quite successful. I can't really remember the name. Flutter, but
don't say the F word.
The F word. But yeah, I mean, if they could control more of the rendering pipeline, I guess, instead of relying specifically on the native stuff. Because let's be real, companies nowadays, they want their apps to look the same on every device. Yeah. They don't want the iOS button being the round thing, and then you go to Android and it's like a square button. They don't want that. They want branding, brand recognition, brand reinforcement. They want to write their app one time and it just look the same wherever they put it. We'll see what happens, though. One thing that I did find encouraging, I kind of peeked around in the repo for Maui. They're discussing bringing in dependency injection.
Yeah, finally.
After all these years.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of you have ever been at the MVP Summit with me when I'm talking to Miguel about dependency injection, and he just has a hissy fit about it. Like, this dude hates interfaces. He will not add an interface, and here we are looking at dependency injection.
Yeah,
but they did release something about the render, the new way they're gonna do renderers, like the single file thing. I saw something about that today. I honestly didn't dive into it, but wasn't it related to how they're gonna do the renders in a way?
Yeah, they are moving. So when you look at the Maui file structure, there is going to be platform-specific folders, if you will, in the project hierarchy that allows you to put in your custom renders. So instead of putting your custom renders in the platform-specific projects, you're going to have like a .renderer file, I think what it was, if I remember correctly. And you'll have to make small modifications to your renderers to get them to work. Theoretically, they should just come over and just work. But we'll see how that really works when we get some bits to play with. And they did mention, I don't know if you caught this as well, but they did mention targeting Linux, right? Targeting Mac OS, Blazor, WebAssembly. So this also brings in... Go ahead.
Even the image that they used had like Mac OS, Windows, mobile device, and there was like a Linux logo there as well.
Yeah. And so now you got to call into question, wait, isn't there another company that does something like this too? What's it called? Uno Platform? Something like that, right? So now I'm even more curious about, okay, did Microsoft just officially go into direct competition with Uno? Or are they going to work closely together to create something that's really kick-ass? Like, I don't know. It looks like a direct competitor to me.
Yeah, I would agree. It seems like a competition, a direct competition.
So does Uno just have to do it better in order to win the market there? Or do you think Maui wins because it has the Microsoft stamp of approval?
Yeah, that's something we'll have to watch, because I think the Microsoft stamp of approval is very clear in the .NET community. You can see across a lot of frameworks in the past, like Entity Framework. The first versions were a disaster, and yet still people use it. So I think the Microsoft stamp is very, very important to the community.
Yeah, the greatest thing for me is that it seems that they are making it simpler, right? I mean, compared to how the Xamarin Stack is right now, it's kind of confusing for most people that are trying to start at it. And going through this new approach of having single projects, single files, I think it will be pretty easier to convert people to start using it, and also for people to start learning it, right?
Microsoft learned a lot with .NET Core. .NET Core is much simpler to use than ever. .NET Core is lightweight. You don't need a full bazooka like Visual Studio to start coding on .NET Core. So all this learning from the years of .NET Core showed Microsoft how to do things in a easy way, and they show it today, and it's something that they share with us all the time in the MVP sessions, that the number of the new developers start using C# or .NET Core being the first stack people is introduced to programming is increasing, because they made things easier. So it's a natural step to do it in all the other things. And if you look to other Microsoft products like Azure, Microsoft 365, like Power Apps and Power BI and so on, all other technologies, they try to make things very easy to start on, and at least have the minimal viable product as soon as possible. So I think that is the time to have. We will have. They not started today. They are working on that for some time now. But I think that they have this year, the second part of this year and the next year, to deliver a really awesome product to us, and be a new option for cross-platform development.
Well, I can guarantee you one thing: no matter what happens, Prism's going to work either way. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
That event aggregator code is still going to work. I'm just saying.
You know what blew my mind when I was watching the presentation by Scott, that he was actually running a Xamarin project under on Visual Studio Code. Not on Visual Studio for Mac, not Visual Studio for Windows, but on VS Code. And I was like, what? Can I have my Mac and use VS Code to do Xamarin? Or I mean, Maui? It seems relatively small, but it blew my mind seeing that. And it's something that I wanted to have that simpler developer experience by doing Xamarin for quite some time now. And yeah, future is bright. All I can say, it's still 1 year and a half ahead, but future is bright. I'm really happy for that.
So I wonder, another thing I'm curious about with Maui is, since it's moving to .NET 5 and it's aligning with the rest of some of the other XAML platforms, I'm hoping, do we get a designer? Is that going to happen? Because Microsoft is currently rewriting their designers to work with .NET 5 and .NET Core, right? .NET 5. So I'm curious if we're going to get any of that love.
Is someone really like fond of Blend over here? It seems like Brian's like.
Not Blend. Not Blend. I just mean a simple design surface to where you don't have to debug your app to see what's going on.
Yeah, that's the other thing that is good to bring about. I heard. I mean, did you guys saw the blog post from Scott on introducing Maui? He's also like introducing the possibility of using MVU as the design pattern for making it easier to do exactly that, right? Like to do date and state management with the app running. I just didn't understand if it will be the recommended practice to actually have like a hot reload.
No, Doctor. They one thing that they created, not only about the renderers, is that the new render system. Today, render system is completely based on property change. It's totally coupled to MVVM pattern. One thing they are restructuring is to not depend on MVVM and open the possibility to have MVU, not only with C#, but they show it to us using Blazor mobile bindings. So it's a possibility, but the code for the MVU is based on the Clancy's Comet project. So you can choose if you want to use XAML, if you want to use C# with C# extensions, and both with MVVM, or if you want to use MVU, you are able to. They will introduce it not only with C# but also with Blazor mobile bindings too. So you can have two declarative interfaces with XAML or Blazor syntax, or you can do it by in C#. So you open a lot of possibilities for all kind of developers.
Yeah, maybe it's just the phrasing that was bad in his post here, because he's literally saying that the MVU pattern is ideally suited for hot reload, as you can see below, adding style grades and etc. And he puts like a GIF right after it. But I mean,
but I think that they are saying that MVU do it, but it's not exclusive for it.
Yeah, they specifically said it's a preference. When they said it, it's like, okay, this is just a preference. I would personally not use MVU, but that's just my coding style.
But that's the first time something like that MVU comes to the actually .NET platform, right? Because was it suited for anything else before this?
No, Fabulous do it. If I'm not wrong.
What else, guys?
Well, about Xamarin, I think that Maui got all the attentions. But do you, about the other things, like, because we saw a lot of things about our development environment, like the WSL2 and the improvements and Winget. What do you guys think that will change your workflow?
I don't use any of that stuff, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, same.
That's not something I use.
Every time someone is talking about some improvements to Windows, I'm like, yeah, that's great for them.
Yeah. I think I will propose to my company to switch my Mac Pro over to a Surface. I see the development environment on Windows getting way better than what we're receiving at least for the latest macOS updates.
Albert, just one thing. We are recording this, so.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I will ask for a Windows too, right?
You can ask.
Just saying.
How could you ask? Sure. But yeah,
you can ask Oberdan will just not approve it, right, Oberdan? So
yeah. Let's talk tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why I'm recording this. I will just throw in.
So many great features coming for Windows, right? So WSL2 is just amazing, and this Winget stuff is like I really want to switch over from my Mac to Windows right now.
I don't see how you guys work on a Mac, honestly. I tried one time. I couldn't do it. It's sitting right. Hold on. It was like dusty all over, closed. I don't know the last time I opened this thing. I just could not develop on a Mac at all.
You get used to that. It just takes you like a year or so. I still cannot get command and out correctly, right? Command control and alt keys. I cannot. Especially when I was working on a Mac, but on a Windows machine inside Parallels, it was bonkers. I couldn't Control C, Control V, copy and paste.
I'll maximize a window, right? I guess took me a while to figure that out.
Yeah, that's something that I always tell people who are trying Mac OS for the first time. You should maximize your window. You should use it the way it builds, the way it's more productive is having a lot of windows, and you cycle through them. But that takes some getting used to.
I think that's because most Mac developers aren't used to having multiple screens. I have plenty of screens to drag my windows all over. I can dock them to the sides. I can pin them. I can do all kinds of cool layouts with my windows. Mac, not so much. I couldn't do it. It was painful.
We've got some Mac haters in the chat. Yes, for Mac is a huge pain. Yeah, I agree. Sorry.
Actually, what did you guys think about the feature of VS for Mac? Like, I don't know. I've seen some movements or lack thereof in that space, and I'm just curious what their plan is. What do you think they're doing? Abandoning it? I don't know. Is the market there to keep it up? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I see kind of a shift to .NET Core features for VS for Mac. I still think that there's a lot of problems on the basic stuff like unit testing. It's pretty much impossible to work with unit tests with VS for Mac. I've been using Rider for I think about 1 year, and I don't see myself coming back to VS for Mac anytime soon.
And plus you have VS Code, which works awesome on a Mac, which apparently you can do Xamarin apps in VS Code. What else would you use Visual Studio for Mac for if it's not Xamarin?
Yeah, I don't see any reason either.
Just an observation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all agree.
Yeah, maybe still some like legacy projects for APIs and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, comparing to Rider is like a paid tool, right? So, don't know. I got used to it, but I honestly only like using Mac because like doing lots of iOS development is just simpler as well, than just like, because when you do it from a Windows device, you have all the connection thing. It needs to, I mean, on Wi-Fi.
Not anymore.
It's really crazy, right?
Not anymore. Now we have a hot start.
Oh yeah, I know, but still, I don't know. I think it's just simpler doing it from the Mac to develop to iOS. I don't know.
Well, when Maui comes out, you could just plug your phone in or device in and just run it.
Yeah,
it's actually faster on Windows now, right? With
very fast, very fast.
Who would say that?
Oh, I see the chat. VS for Mac, broken heart.
Yeah. Fernando is on my team. I totally get it, the way he's brokenhearted. He doesn't have a writer license.
Could be wrong. So like, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sure VS for Mac is going to be just fine.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
It's going nowhere.
Oh, was that Felipe asking Prism roadmap for Maui? You got it. It's on the roadmap. We're doing it. There you go.
It's Xamarin, right? So it's supported already.
Supported already.
Yeah.
The only thing that concerns me, actually, there's one thing that concerns me, is I really hope that Maui takes a dependency on the abstractions, and they don't actually take a dependency on the container itself. Because that would be kind of crappy if they did that. So, because that would really limit frameworks like Prism or people choosing the container of their choice. And one of the big problems I have with the Microsoft dependency injection container is that it's immutable. Once your registrations are made, you can't change it. So that doesn't work with Prism because Prism allows this modularity concept where you're dynamically loading these modules at runtime. Well, you can't do that if your container is immutable. So hopefully they don't screw us over on that.
Yeah, I really hate this part on immutability on dependency servers. Writing integration tests with ASP.NET Core is way more complicated than it needed to be. I think pretty much because of this immutability. So I really hope they don't take this on Maui.
Yeah, another thing I really hate about it, this might be nitpicking, but you can't register or resolve named instances. That drives me nuts. Drives me nuts.
Yeah.
What kind of container is that? What kind of container is that? Come on. Like basic stuff.
I see they have an issue on Maui repo, so I don't know if how far they are on this discussion, but that's definitely maybe something that would be very, very bad if they took the wrong turn.
Oh yeah, well I'm gonna find that issue and I'll contribute my humble opinion.
Yeah,
I got lots of those.
Oh, did you also see the spec on the cross-platform lifecycle? Maybe they get it right this time.
No, I didn't see. I missed that part. I had to work and watch at the same time, and you know how that goes. We just kind of have it on in the background. You're not paying attention. You try to look, and I missed a lot.
Yeah, I'll send the link on the chat, but they are discussing a way to have a cross-platform lifecycle. I think it would also fix the lifecycle problem with Android and iOS. They fire differently right now on Xamarin Forms, but I think they're trying to expand on that. So it's not just they're fixing the ordering issue. They also are trying to, I think, add some new event cycles. I don't know. I'll send it on the chat.
Interesting. You know, there's one thing I really hope they don't bring to Maui is shell. I really hope they don't bring that shell. I'm sorry. I really hope they don't bring that thing.
I'm not a fan of shell either.
No, that thing.
Where's Jesus? Where's Jesus? The only Brazilian defender of shell. We've told him it's cool. The idea, I like the idea, but it's not ready yet. I don't use it, so if they don't bring, I won't miss.
I know. Yeah. It's honestly, I think it's a knee-jerk reaction to Flutter because Flutter is so easy to create that type of interface, and then they're like, "Oh crap, what do we do? We got to come up with something. Oh, let's create shell with this weird API. We'll take some concepts from Prism, like the URL-based navigation, but we won't implement them right. We'll do it kind of weird, our own weird little way, and how we pass parameters and how we navigate around, but we'll just kind of figure it out." Yeah, no, that thing.
I hate to bring the bad news, but if you go to the wiki page on Maui, you can see the roadmap. They have all the shell components.
That's it. I'm done. Good night.
Well, but now you say it's not ready yet, but it's over a year old already.
It's alpha beta.
Yeah, but it hasn't really improved much.
To me, shell is on the same level as CSS for XAML on the worst ideas that they could have on the platform.
So I remember when that came out, I'd like to drop my, I couldn't believe it. And it was so funny because, okay, so when I first heard this, I think it was at the MVP Summit when they announced this. And this is at the same time when I was complaining about interfaces. I think it was the Xamarin Essentials don't have interfaces. It drives me nuts because you can't test anything. You can't mock anything. Like your entire app is untestable, right? And then Miguel was complaining about interfaces. Oh, well, it's a performance hit. You know, the way things are compiled and this and that. And then he goes and says, we have CSS. It's a performance hit, but we have it. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You just told me interfaces were no-go because of the slight perf hit in compiling or something, and you go add this crap of mess of CSS to XAML. Like,
maybe testing your apps are not that important, right?
They're not. They're not. Yeah. And when I talk about writing apps with Prism, when I give presentations, I normally open it up about the Xamarin APIs, the way they're written, they really guide you down a path to not write clean code.
Yeah.
To not write testable code, to not separate logic. They guide you to a path of failure on your code base. Even the samples they put out there, you got statics everywhere. You can't test that crap.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I need to mock this GPS position on this Android device, but you don't give me the ability to do that. So what am I supposed to do? And then they had their UI testing framework that is just, I don't know what's going on with that. It's dead in the water.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Don't get me. I will go on a soapbox on that one. I better.
Say with messaging center.
Oh, messaging center and the memory leaks. Yeah.
Memory leaks, the static message.
Yeah. Since you brought the CSS topic up, I wanted to ask you: have you guys ever seen a Xamarin app with CSS support in production? Ever?
No.
Nope. Not even in development.
Not even development.
if you're trying to test that out, it's I'm not considering that. Okay.
I'll even go further. Do any of you actually know how to use CSS on Xamarin, like from the top of your head?
I didn't even bother. Sorry.
It kind of reminds me of what Microsoft did with WinJS. Remember that? Where they're like, hey, let's get all these web developers to come magically write UWP apps. And we'll steal JavaScript. So we have WinJS. That's going to work.
It's almost the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
And at the time of WinRT release, I was working with a company that was like doing a game, the first game for the platform. And they tried to convince me to use WinJS instead of Monogame at the time. But there was no, even with like a knife on my head or something, I wouldn't do it because it was really, really bad. Jesus.
I'd rather like hammer toothpicks under my fingernails than mess with that stuff. God, CSS. That was funny.
There's one call for help in the chat if you wanted to help this guy. So Harrod's saying, an observation, I'm trying Blazor projects and it only works in VS for Mac. I still don't know if Blazor works on Rider, but VS Code does not recognize Blazor component tags. Have you guys ever tried?
I think the last update from Rider supports Razor. I'm not sure if Blazor has something special, but Razor, I'm sure it's supporting because I'm using it on ASP.NET Core. I'm just not sure about Blazor.
I'm actually confused that he said that it only works on VS for Mac. I wouldn't expect the opposite. It only works on VS for Mac.
Yeah.
No, but I thought that I think that he was talking about the Mac OS platform,
Yeah, probably.
He's not comparing it with for Windows.
Yeah, he said it doesn't work on Rider.
Rider's at that JetBrains IDE, right? JetBrains makes that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's IntelliJ with ReSharper.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. So I never use ReSharper anymore. I almost need another machine just to run ReSharper.
Yeah, you cannot have ReSharper and Chrome installed at the same time, right?
Nope. And ever since I started streaming, definitely you can't have anything like that running because your stream would just tank.
Surface Book 3 is with 32 gigs because you can run Slack and ReSharper on the same machine.
Yeah, that combo of ReSharper, Visual Studio, and Chrome should like if you have all of those, you should like automatically win some kind of prize from those companies, like which would consist of like a brand new brand memory stick for each one of them, right?
A 24 core, 64 gigabyte memory with a GTX 2080 Ti machine to run all that.
Well, guys, we still have some time left. Actually, we blew the time, but that's okay. We still need to talk about the upcoming Xamarin Summit this year. And Will, can you jump in here and help me? I know you're hiding, but please don't hide now because we need you.
Coming from the backstage. He needs to switch one of us. There we go.
Yeah, I need to kick someone to come in, right? So we are planning the Xamarin Summit is the event that we do every year since I think 2014.
Yeah, I think it's 14.
Pretty well. But in this year we have this COVID thing going on, so it will be online. So Brian, if you want to talk, Xamarin Summit will be in August, so you are so invited right now.
Oh, I'm in. Count me in. Put me down.
Awesome.
I'll send you the details so we can schedule whatever you want to talk about. Probably would be fine. So I'll send you a DM and we can start talking about that.
Yeah, sounds good.
You can talk about shell with CSS on VS for Mac, right?
Yeah. I'm going to talk about CSS Grid, right? I'm going to talk about Shell, about how to integrate CSS into Shell. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
On the Mac.
I didn't know you were practicing stand-up comedy as well, Brian.
So, guys, about the summit, we still have a plan of things to do. We need to update site and just open. I think I don't remember the dates right now. Oberdan,
from August 10th to August 14th.
14, yes, 1 week event, so online, and we will have some guys from Xamarin team that Alexander is inviting, right?
It's confirmed. Now we have not only one, but now we have two Prism contributors.
There's this guy called Dan Siegel. I'm not sure if you guys know about him. He did expect it.
Sounds like a prick. I don't know.
He did expect it.
That's right.
So
was he the one responsible for CSS?
And yesterday
we can call David, right? Because David is a huge fan from CSS.
And yesterday I had the confirmation for Matthew from Infractor. So we have a talk about productivity on Visual Studio. So the lineup is really, really, really awesome.
Yeah, we will have a lot of nice guys from the community and also from Microsoft talking at the Xamarin Summit. So stay tuned. Probably the guys from our community should train a little bit of listening to English, right? So this will be part English, part Portuguese.
We're going to have a little translation. No. At the same time, we're going to have two people, one just hearing what is being spoken in English and directly translating to Portuguese at the same time.
We can have that. I mean,
it's high technology.
How? But we can have that.
Yeah. All I can say is that last year when we ran Xamarin Summit 2019, we wanted to go international. We had our two first international speakers from Mexico and Uruguay, and we were planning to, hey, 2020 is the time to get out of Brazil and maybe go to Uruguay. Okay, now we have this COVID situation, and we're going even more international with this lineup for the online event. So I'm pretty happy for that.
Didn't Microsoft have some type of real-time caption translator technology that they had in Skype? I wonder if they have anything available to do that for presentations.
Yeah, I did research on that like a couple of months ago, and no, it was only available on only available on Skype, and it's still not production ready, even on Skype. It's like
we tried last year when Alejandro was presenting, this Mexican presenter that works with us. We tried to directly translate from Spanish to Portuguese via PowerPoint. Kind of worked, but the microphone wasn't actually getting translating his voice from Spanish. Then we tried from English to Portuguese, but then the translation was just let's have him speak in English and the people can understand. Then we just turned off the service.
I can say that it works. I mean,
well, how do you feel?
Wanted to do it.
It works. It will get like wrong translation, but it works.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, how would you feel about if some of them were like pre-recorded and you did translated captions?
Yeah, sure. It's fine. Yeah.
Sure. It could be something like that.
Yeah, we didn't think about that until we're starting to discuss about the event. We just want to have the date saved for the people to be able to prepare and be available for the talks, and also for the community to, it's August, it's going to happen. So just wait. We're going to put the site up, and this time with Portuguese and English, in Portuguese and English. So it's going to be amazing.
You know what? I know what I'm going to do. I have the solution. I'm going to learn Portuguese.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
I got to office. I'll be an expert.
We can call Miguel to be the translator, right?
It's just like Spanish, right? It's the same thing. It's what I hear. Same thing.
I think that he knows something about Portuguese, so maybe he can do the translation for us.
Isn't he married to a Brazilian woman? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He knows angry Portuguese.
Yeah, I know that.
So he's going to have people yelling at him for him to understand what's going on.
Okay, so once again, Brian, thank you for hopping in. It was a huge surprise and to know that you were actually listening to it. We honestly were having a discussion on if it was really you or someone passing by you. But then again, thank you for hopping in and joining the talk. It was really a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun. It's always a blast. So feel free to invite me anytime.
Oh, awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
Definitely will do. Thank you.
And thank you everyone that attended online, right? So make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe so you get to know when Brian visits us and gets to stream online at the random time, right? Thank you very much, people.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.